Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. Saturday college football action. We've got Vanderbilt traveling to Florida. Bryan, Florida's coming off the world's greatest outdoor cocktail party. The question is, are they going to be hungover this week after that big win?
I certainly hope they are here, because it's not very often you get a 21-point underdog with a total of 37.5. They're telling you that Vanderbilt's not going to score very many points against Florida in this game. And the situation sets up pretty well for Vandy, in my opinion, because last week they played Houston, a team who throws the ball a lot. And they struggled in that game, 35-0 final, I believe. And you go back over their schedule. This is the first team they played that really threw the ball. A lot of the other teams like to run it. And when you take a look at the teams that run it, they've actually performed pretty well. You take a look at, last week they faced, the Houston team. But before that, they had a 3-turnover disadvantage against Western Kentucky, only lose that game by 2. 3-turnover disadvantage against Georgia, lose that game by 17. 3-turnover disadvantage against South Carolina, only lose that game by 9. So if they could keep from turning the football over, they've got a chance. In their other games, they only lose to Mississippi by 11, and they were able to beat Missouri by 7. So a lot of this comes down to turnovers. Now, I do know Florida will make them turn the ball over, and that's the problem you have with taking the big dog. But when both teams like to run the football, both teams have excellent defenses, and you're going to give me 21 points, I'm going to take it with Vanderbilt.
Well, I'm going to add into the last week playing the Houston team, like you said, it was an out-of-conference game for them. Even though Houston's undefeated, they were coming off Vanderbilt the week before their first conference win. And Vanderbilt's not a team that gets many conference wins in the SEC, so that was a big game for them. Even though it was only over Missouri, another team that's struggling this year offensively, they got the win. And when they had the quick turnovers in the Houston game, once they fell behind quick, the game was over. And Houston scores quick. The difference here, Florida, as you said, they're a team that likes to run the football. They're not a team that's going to, boat race you like Houston does and go down the field quickly. They're more, what I can use a horse term, they're a plotter. They like to go down the field methodically. And against this defense that Vanderbilt has, I think Vanderbilt can slow this game down enough. And given the circumstance, if you're Florida, you're looking past this Vanderbilt team. I mean, how do you get pumped up to play Vanderbilt after you just played Georgia? And even though Georgia's down a little bit right now, Georgia still, that's their second biggest rivalry of the year, other than whenever they play Florida State. I just think it's a perfect spot for the live dog.
Yeah, it should be. The only thing is there's no look ahead for Florida. After they play Vandy, they play another 2 small schools before they have to meet Florida State. And if they beat Vandy, obviously they'll clinch that side of the conference. So it's very important for Florida to win, but they got plenty of time to do that. And I think they will have a letdown. And you take a look at Florida, their 2 biggest wins of the season are Georgia and Mississippi, and they won the turnover battle in those games by 4. The games they didn't win the big turnover battle in, they only beat East Carolina by 7, Kentucky by 5.
Don't mention
Tennessee,
it. Don't mention
Tennessee by 1. So this isn't a team that is going to beat you up and run up a score on you unless there's a huge turnover advantage. And Vandy's been in that situation. Well, they've still been in these games when they've lost the turnover battle by 3. Vandy's one of those sleeper teams. If they don't turn the ball over, they can really upset somebody.
I agree with you here. And so, obviously we'll make it official. You like Vanderbilt plus the points. I agree with you. You've got a big play going this weekend. If, videos, this is a Saturday game, but if you're catching this before Saturday, Thursday night, you got a 5% play. We tell everybody the best deal going at WagerTalk is the weekend all-access package. You can take your favorite capper, get all of his plays Thursday through Monday. You don't miss anything, football, basketball, whatever he releases, $69, and you'd get that 5% play included in there. And I know you got a couple other big plays coming later in the weekend, and you've done well with the 5%, over the course of time. And I look forward to this one on Thursday night.
Yeah, big play on Thursday night, and I've also added a play on Friday, a TV game. I know a lot of people like to play TV games. These are both TV games. And I haven't loaded my play for Saturday, but I like a lot of games.
All right. And when Bryan says a TV game, he's very disciplined. We don't put up plays just because they're on TV. Most of the time, we're passing these games. But when we find value, we'll make the play on them. That's what a professional bettor does. And if Bryan sees some value on a couple TV games on Thursday and Friday, take advantage of it. And also this week, if you want to save $10 on all of your purchases, you can enter the coupon code Chris, and we're going to spell it CRIS in the number 10. You'll get $10 off any package this weekend in honor of our special guest this week. That's Chris in the number 10. You'll get $10 off. Enter it at checkout. Be sure to check out all of the other videos available at WagerTalk.com.